If you have no real budget constraints and you are looking for the best mobile phone, you should go for Ultra mobile phones because these phones are best in their class, whether you want it for photography, media consumption, or gaming. Vivo X300 Ultra and OPPO Find X9 Ultra are one of the most prominent of them. OPPO Find X9 Ultra has 200 megapixel camera with Hasselblad color calibration system, LTPO AMOLED display with HDR support, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 SoC, up to 8K video recording, 100-watt wired, 40-watt wireless charging. Biggest feature of Vivo X300 Ultra is that it has 200 megapixels Zeiss optics, LTPO AMOLED display with HDR support, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 SoC, up to 8K video recording, 100 watts wired, 40 watts wireless charging. Vivo X300 Ultra and OPPO Find X9 Ultra height difference is unnoticeable. OPPO Find X9 Ultra is just 0.2mm taller. And width is similar too. OPPO Find X9 Ultra width is 0.2mm wider than Vivo X300 Ultra width. OPPO Find X9 Ultra is thicker, about 0.5mm thicker than Vivo X300 Ultra. But that small difference is more relevant for thickness as compared to width and height. Both Vivo X300 Ultra and OPPO Find X9 Ultra have sturdy aluminum frame and IP68/IP69 protection. We couldn't find details for EU labels of OPPO Find X9 Ultra, but Vivo X300 Ultra stands on Class B 180 falls and Class C on repairability. Despite both phones have same size display, Vivo X300 Ultra is thinner, smaller, and backed by EU labels as compared to OPPO Find X9 Ultra. So the winner here is Vivo X300 Ultra.
OPPO Find X9 Ultra scores 10,867 and Vivo X300 Ultra scores 11,465 on Geekbench multi-core test. That resolves as Vivo X300 Ultra is 5.5% higher than OPPO Find X9 Ultra on Geekbench multi-core. OPPO Find X9 Ultra scores 3,616 and Vivo X300 Ultra scores 3,720 on Geekbench single-core test. That resolves as Vivo X300 Ultra is 2.9% higher than OPPO Find X9 Ultra on Geekbench single-core. OPPO Find X9 Ultra scores 4,099,836 and Vivo X300 Ultra scores 4,075,480 on AnTuTu V11 test. So OPPO Find X9 Ultra is 0.6% higher than Vivo X300 Ultra. For AnTuTu V10, OPPO Find X9 Ultra scores 2,847,359 and Vivo X300 Ultra scores 2,716,688 on AnTuTu V10 test. Here, OPPO Find X9 Ultra is 4.8% higher than Vivo X300 Ultra. While 3D Mark is traditionally associated with GPU benchmarking, it evaluates both the graphics card and processor, assessing how the two components perform together, and includes dedicated CPU-specific tests as well. OPPO Find X9 Ultra scores 7,320, and Vivo X300 Ultra scores 7,057 on 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme test. Here, OPPO Find X9 Ultra is 3.7% higher than Vivo X300 Ultra. On 3D Mark Solar Bay test, OPPO Find X9 Ultra scores 13,485, and Vivo X300 Ultra scores 13,403. So, OPPO Find X9 Ultra is 0.6% higher than Vivo X300 Ultra. Vivo X300 Ultra scores a little better in Geekbench test, make it better CPU performing phone than OPPO Find X9 Ultra. But in AnTuTu and 3D Mark, OPPO Find X9 Ultra is better than Vivo X300 Ultra. So it is for you to decide which you think is better. Both OPPO Find X9 Ultra and Vivo X300 Ultra have identical displays. They got best-in-class 6.82 inches LTPO AMOLED, 1 billion colors, 144 Hz, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, 800 nits typical, 1,800 nits HBM, 3,600 nits peak. It's a tie! Both OPPO Find X9 Ultra and Vivo X300 Ultra have identical displays. Both lead with a 200 megapixel main camera. Vivo X300 Ultra's telephoto is 200 megapixels f2.7 against 200 megapixels f2.2 on OPPO Find X9 Ultra, and each records up to 8K at 30 frames per second, 4K at 24, 30, 60, 120 frames per second. Though most camera specs are the same, but vivo X300 Ultra leads with slightly higher zoom capabilities. So vivo X300 Ultra is the winner here. OPPO Find X9 Ultra packs the larger 7050 mAh versus 6600 mAh battery on vivo X300 Ultra. Battery type is the same on both, which is silicon carbon lithium ion. Both charge at 100 watts wired, 50 watts wireless. OPPO Find X9 Ultra packs the larger 7050 mAh battery, so it is the winner here. Both run the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 made on 3 nanometers with up to 16 gigabytes RAM and 1 terabyte storage on UFS 4.1. OPPO Find X9 Ultra has Android 16 with ColorOS 16, while vivo X300 Ultra has same OS with Origin OS 6. Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 consists of octa-core, 2 times performance cores at 4.6 GHz, Oryon V3 Phoenix L, plus 6 times efficiency cores at 3.62 GHz, Oryon V3 Phoenix M CPU, and Adreno 840 GPU.
Real-world performance varies on different scenarios, but on paper, specs are similar. So it's a tie.
Both phones cover the modern essentials. OPPO Find X9 Ultra edges ahead on raw standards with Bluetooth 6.0, tri-band Wi-Fi 7, and Nav-IC positioning. But vivo X300 Ultra answers back with aptX lossless audio and DisplayPort video output over its USB-C port. We don't say that OPPO Find X9 Ultra does not contain that, but it is unclear that these features are available in OPPO Find X9 Ultra or not. And both keep NFC and an infrared blaster for controlling your TV and appliances. Both of these phones features best-in-class communication ports, though OPPO Find X9 Ultra lead with greater Bluetooth version. Both share an identical sensor setup. The fingerprint reader is under display, ultrasonic, and each includes an accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity sensor, and compass. So you will get the same kind of sensors whether you buy OPPO Find X9 Ultra or vivo X300 Ultra. A modern in-display fingerprint reader and a full sensor suite cover security and motion features. OPPO Find X9 Ultra and vivo X300 Ultra are so similar that it is very hard to give final verdict. There are some differences which are subjective and buyer have to decide which is good. It also depends on availability and price in your local market. What's your thoughts on that? Which one would you prefer to buy? OPPO Find X9 Ultra or vivo X300 Ultra? Tell us in the comments and give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe Pro Phones if you want to see more like that.